Alright guys, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. This will be the, I think second to last, maybe last video before I'm finally caught up with all my previous backlogged footage. This should be the last upload I have until I get to the Dragon Ball Heroes content, which would be the three main new red zones, which would be Lygus, Golden Cooler, and Hearts, Super Hearts. But this is Red Zone Metal Cooler. It starts off with, I don't even know what they're called, but the robot, maybe what they're called now. But it starts off with that, and then it leads into the core, not the core, Metal Cooler Army, I think, and then it ends off with the AGL Dokkan Fest Metal Cooler, like art. That's the final boss. This one was a little bit tough, but it wasn't like crazy hard. This is supposed to be the segue from you getting into the Cooler Core originally when it came out. So it was like supposed to give you the representation of like the power that you're getting ready for the core. Like, because back then the core was the hardest event. Even now it still probably can't get you every so often, but there's a ton of really strong STR units now that can kind of just mop up the floor with the Cooler Core now. There's a lot of units that can just kind of take what he has, but he's still a very commendable boss, even to today's standards. He's strong. But I kind of just made up this team. I think it was Power Beyond, no, I think it was Power Beyond Super Saiyan and Bond of Parent and Child, which is a very good team. Like, Trunks and Vegeta's leader skill team is still very good. I did bring Fraudku though, LR HELUI Goku. That dude is a massive fraud. If anyone tells you otherwise, they are wrong. He sucks. He has lost me so many runs. I've lost count between its SBR, the Legendary Goku don't even count anymore, honestly. But it used to be those two. The SBRs, ESBRs, Red Zones, Infinite Dragon Ball Histories too sometimes. Like, he is just an all-around fraud. Even like Easy A's, like the LR Easy A's. I think I brought him in there and he got cooked. Because like, he's a dodge or die character like Ent Yamcha. But Ent Yamcha, for the most part, usually dodges pretty good for me. This dude, even on the day he released, he still sucked. I don't know what they were thinking with this dude. Like, him and the LR, Ent Evolution Blue Vegeta, that dude sucks ass too. But even this dude releases better than him. That Ent Evolution Blue Vegeta, he is actually garbage. Like, when he released, I thought they did something wrong, because like it didn't feel right in comparison to Goku's power with the dodge chance, because that just like negates damage in general. Vegeta, he gets slapped up back then, because the way his damage reduction works is only for one turn, and you have to attack to get it. So his was horrible, but this dude, it's like, but when I was doing the event, even though I did have a bunch of units still, at the time, he was probably the best method I had to do it. Cause I don't remember. I don't think I used items, but I might have used one or two maybe. Because back then I was still a little bit less inclined to not use them, or to use them, I guess. But he was probably the best method I had for the later skill, because I think it was a super class of each type. So I probably had to bring him too. And most likely he was probably the best AGL unit I could bring under that the leader skill. But I think this one, I don't think I did it when it first came out with him, because I think this is also the 3 turn daily limit attempts, which did suck, but it artificially inflates and makes the difficulty go up, but at the same time it does make it more enjoyable and rewarding once you do finally complete it. So even with his wonky dodging and all that, it definitely helps, you know. Oh, and then like, yeah, Tech Godku there taking damage, because that robot is not actually on movie bosses, so he does not count for his 77% damage reduction, which I forgot going into this. So I had many attempts where I went in and he died, and I was extremely confused, because I was like, he shouldn't have taken any damage. It's because of that. I didn't think about it, because I was like, it's Metal Cooler Red Zone, so I was like, alright, he's an amazing option. Did not remember that, and that actually cost me several runs early on. I think the first week or two, my brain was off or something, and I just wasn't thinking or realizing that that guy was not on movie bosses. It's one way or another, but eventually I figured it out. I had to put him in slot 2 and 3 sometimes, because otherwise he would literally just die. But as you see here, it ends with, oh no, right, it starts with this cooler, and then it ends with the cooler, Meta Cooler Army, the Int LR from the Battlefield. That'll be the final boss here. But yeah, GT Trio, and the GT Duo, I mean, the Year 7s, really great for this. Along back then with Super Saiyan 4 Goku when he was useful still too. As I did with my last video, I spoke on him. His defense is very lacking, especially in the modern meta, but he can still do decent-ish damage for what he is as a unit, which is an old EZA from a days long past 4th anniversary. So, given how old he is and what they did with his EZA, he's decent enough to bring for what he is as a unit. And of course the father-son Gallic Gun, Vegeta and Trunks, they're great still. What did they take here? That's a lot of damage. Dude, that would have been the run right there. That would have been the run if they didn't double the tank, jeez. That's crazy. But they didn't have guard, so that does make sense. But that's still like... that's a lot of damage, even type neutral though. That's why I was saying, like, they're frauds. Because when this was around the time when this footage came out, a little bit after they came out. So I was very, very high on them when they first came out, and then once content came with relatively equal or higher stats and relativity to those units, they really fell off for me, and I stopped liking them, and I kind of did stop using them too, because I couldn't rely on their power, because they just couldn't be useful, if that makes sense, to my runs. Like, they were a detriment to my team for the most part. They got me killed many, many times, to the point I was wondering why I even brought them sometimes. Hey, even then, that goes pretty good too once you get a few stacks up. It's pretty great. I'm pretty sure I thought this was the final turn, which is why I'd use that, because like I said in the last one, I usually end up waiting to use them, because I have a hard time remembering, or even I don't even look up a lot of times the boss's stages, so I never really know which the final boss phase, so I kind of gotta guess. Yeah, here Tech God Ku does finally have his damage reduction up, so he'll be fine. Pidgey Squeaky, and then I have Goku and Vegeta up front, slot 1 guard. They're great. Goku though, he's the big issue, because if he doesn't dodge, I die. But if he does dodge, I take no damage, so it is very much so a coin flip, you know. Heads you win, tails you die. I forgot to do heals too. Yeah, some of these early on red zones were kind of bruh, because they hit pretty decent for like early on phases like this, because I think the next one will be Cooler Core, which is pretty strong. And then they have mechanics like this, like the heal, or like Super 17's one was, like he couldn't like outright kill you with a super attack, but he would hurt you a lot. And then he would also heal and negate straight up Ki Blast attack and super attacks, which is a majority of the game. So he was very, very annoying for me. He was actually one of the hardest red zones I did back then, even compared to like Broly and Omega. I think I spent the most time on him just because of that key mechanic. It took a long time to beat him because of that. Because I would just get really, really bad out of the gate turns and rotations, and then it would just screw me over for the rest of the run. And then this dude, his healing's not insane, but like 7 million's a lot of healing. I mean, because some units, even though they can put up like a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 million super attack, that doesn't mean that's gonna necessarily equate to that actual damage, because it has to pierce through whatever the enemy's defense is, and then whatever that equation is subtracted from it will be the actual raw damage. So it's pretty hard for these older ones, for these units, to actually pierce through all that, because these guys do have relatively high stats for a boss. Oh god, I'm pretty sure I just did this just to get the free, even though he won't do much damage, he just won't take damage. So it's kind of like Orange Piccolo nowadays. He can do pretty decent damage, but like it's mainly just to stall out the boss to where he'll super you there. So when you get back on the regular rotation, he won't actually, you know, kill you in a super attack or two. But luckily these older bosses don't do multiple supers. Besides, I think it's the Broly can do 2, and then this guy in the final phase, the Int Cooler Army. I'm pretty sure they can super twice as well. It's just not to the same degree as like Broly or something. It still is pretty big damage though, considering it's 2 super attacks and from that enemy that old. It's actually not bad damage from this dude. I think this must be after his EZA then. I can't remember, but it probably is. Because, yeah, I don't think he'd do that. That's a lot of damage that is through. So that's how much he would do then. If that was a regular rotation, that's how much he would do on a normal then post super, I guess. 600k is actually pretty high for a boss that old. Let's see, what would this be though? If he doesn't dodge. Yeah, so that's his actual damage, 1.8 million. That's actually pretty high. Okay, I underestimated Cooler right there. I thought he hit way weaker than that. 1.8 million, but this is against a superclass enemy, so he has a higher attack output compared to his extreme enemy. And he's type advantage, so I guess there's that too. So it's a little bit more of a multiplier, but it's still pretty high. And this, I probably should have turned on my audio in game. Sometimes I don't do it, usually I'm like in class. I am a college student still. Sometimes I record these like when I'm waiting for a class to start or something. So there's probably something like that. But I mean, it happens. I can't always have the audio up, but for the most part I try to, with stuff like this, with intros or active skills, as long as I don't have them turned off. I don't use this, do I? There's no way. If I use it, I think this is the final turn. If I don't, I remember that there's another turn after this. I'm not sure. Yeah, I did. Damn. That sucks. But I guess it is just like that. I mean, I don't always remember. Though I could be wrong entirely at this moment right now, and there could be a phase right after this. And everything I've said up to this point was wrong. Damn, that still is a pretty good animation. And the sound is also really good. They've been really good with those oaths. They came out great. Those animations, all that stuff all around. That was a pretty good time for Dokkan, and I used the Whis. Bruh, I guess it's fair though. Even Vegeta will probably take damage. Yeah. Because once you get to him, he's pretty decent. He still needs easy A though, because he gets really, really hurt. He takes big damage from these new bosses. Yeah, it's not even funny. Those old characters, they can't handle it. But I really look forward to their easy A's. Like him, I think it's that last one too, and the gods. They deserve justice. Like Super Saiyan God is pretty cool animation, but like blue is my favorite color still. So Super Saiyan Blue has a special place in my heart. So I really hope they do them good and make them a very, very solid card whenever their easy A comes around. Probably. Like, try to think. It'll probably be the 9th anniversary, maybe a little bit after it. Maybe second day or something, but probably 9th anniversary. Because we still have to do, actually, yeah, it'll be then. Because we still have to do the 6th year UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta. So we'll probably do something like that, get them, and we'll get the year 7s, most likely. Which would be a pretty stacked anniversary. That would be a pretty good way to start it off and lead into it. And we may even get something like the EX or like part 3 or something. That would be pretty nice as well. But I mean, you never really know with Dokkan. Sometimes they can give up more content than other celebrations to make it really, really worthwhile and memorable in the long run of the game. And you'll have other ones where it's very much so a flop, and they can lessen out with whether it's free-to-play units, the quality of the super tech animations, or the kits, and so forth. You can really feel it and see that they care differently, and they weigh special events more than other ones. And damn, that was the last one. I was wrong. It's not the first time though, I guess. That's interesting. So this whole time, I thought there was another phase after that. I must be thinking of the actual Cooler Core then, because that's where the Cooler Army is. Damn, I'm dumb. I guess it'd be like that though. But yeah, I've been blabbering a lot, a lot of yapping. But yeah, that's the Middle Cooler Redzone completed. It's a long one in the making. It's a long one, but it's good to finally have this done. That's what it was. I was going back and forth looking at the whole anniversary information. Or no, that was New Year's back then, because that was when we were getting Orange Piccolo and Beast or Beastless Gohan, which Alessia just got the second fucking one that transforms too. So dumb. And they got the basically year 7 LRs too. But that's crazy. Looking at this information too. That's awesome. That was an awesome time to live. Besides Beastless Gohan, that was a pretty good celebration for New Year's. I look forward to what we're gonna have this year too. But yeah. Basically, this is just all information. So I'll end the video here. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like and comment down below what you think about this video or going forward in the future. Like I said, I have one more video up, or maybe I think this is the last one actually. So start putting up the Dragon Ball Heroes content, which is all the Redzone and stuff like that, and the celebrations and the character showcases, and going into Android 21 too. And celebration's pretty cool right now. So if you like it, enjoy it, comment down below. Hope you have a good day. Take care, and bye guys.